Welcome to another episode of Game Time, presented this week by the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission 811 DIG. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we're at Socorro High School, home of the Warriors, and of course the state championship girls golf team, and head coach Kristen Griego. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about your program, winning another state title. We'll get to the three in a row in just a moment, but how would you kind of summarize and characterize this last season for you and the Warriors?
I think we had a great season. We started out a little rough. We had some higher scores than we expected, but towards the middle to end of the season, we really narrowed things down and worked on what we needed to work on, and our scores followed.
Whether or not you started rough, you finished strong, ended up winning a third straight state title, this one by 88 shots. All 5 of your golfers finished in the top 10. What were you pleased with most about the way they performed last week at state?
I was pleased with how they performed out of the bunkers. I think at Canyon Club, that's one of the biggest challenges. So throughout the weeks leading up to the tournament, we focused on that. And I saw some really good up and downs out of the bunker, which helped.
What are your thoughts about the Canyon Club and the tournament and the site for 2 days out there?
I think it's a great golf course. It's challenging, small greens that are hard and fast. So I saw some good shots hit the green and they rolled over. So just kind of shifting our perspective and playing to the front of the green. But overall, it's a great golf course.
One individual who definitely conquered it, Tavon Anaya, the top golfer, with an 8-shot victory. How would you describe her as a golfer, and what does she do so well?
She's come a long ways as a golfer. She's actually headed to the University of the Southwest to play down at Hobbs. So she really worked hard. I think she started rough the first day, as we all did. There was a little bit of nerves there, but she settled down and just had her foot on the gas pedal the rest of the way.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, 3 straight state titles for the team, 22 overall for the program. How has Socorro been able to be so successful and so strong as a girls golf program over the years?
I think we have a really good junior golf program. I think every single one of these girls went through the junior golf program. So we just kind of build up their skills as they get older, and we've built a culture of winning, I think, in the girls golf program. So we just kind of expect it, and that's something we strive for. You're
part of that culture not only as a coach, but as a player as well. Individually, you won 3 state titles as a golfer and also won more team titles that you contributed to. What's the difference between winning it as a player and winning it now as a coach multiple times?
I think it's just so special to be able to know what they're feeling, and to watch their excitement throughout the week and even the season is super rewarding as a coach, because that's what we work for, and we're building not only good golfers but good people, and I think they all do a great job embodying what a student athlete is. Well,
you've won the last 3. Are we going to come back next year and have a 4th here? Who do you have coming back, and what sort of talent do you have left in the cabinet?
So we lose 3 seniors this year who have been great leaders and been a part of the last 3 teams, so we'll have a little bit of rebuilding to do, but we have 3 remaining and 3 8th graders who will be coming up.
All right, well, it sounds like you're stocked for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on another successful year, and congratulations on the state title, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, 1 night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission 811 DIG. We were full of state events last week, and we're going to take a look back at some of those highlights on this week's Game Time show, starting with baseball. At the state baseball championships, we had a back-to-back state title winner and a walk-off win in extra innings. Here's a look at some of the highlights. Let's start in Class 5A. Top seed Rio Rancho taking on Centennial for the state title. The Hawks jumped out to an early lead. Stephen Milam, monster with a mash. A triple to right center, brings in a pair of runs. Centennial with a 4-0 lead in the first, but the Rams battled back with 4 runs of their own in the bottom of the first. Dylan Archuleta with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. In the second inning, the Rams would eventually take the lead, and they would never relinquish it as Rio Rancho goes on to win the state championship with a 9-6 final. It's Rio Rancho's first state title since 2013. In Class 4A, it was St. Pius against Albuquerque Academy. These two have met in the final each of the last 3 years. Already up 1-0, St. Pius opened it up in the third. Cohen Mulville drove in a pair with a double, then Lucas Martinez delivered an inside-the-park home run, part of a 4-run frame as the Sartans go on to win 7-2. It's back-to-back state titles for St. Pius. In Class 3A, Ruidoso met up with Sandia Prep. Ruidoso was in control for most of the game, building up a 5-0 lead into the 7th inning. That's when the Sun Devils made their move. Logan Lemons, an 8th grader, delivered in the clutch with a hit to bring in the game-tying run to force extra innings. Then in the 9th, it was Lemons again who knocked in the game winner. Sandia Prep rallies from 5 runs down in the final inning to win it in 9. 6-5 the final. It's their second title in 3 years. The Class 2A final had Tularosa taking on Rehoboth Christian. The Wildcats came out strong and jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Braden Tortolita with a multi-hit game. Tularosa was up 6-1 at one point and held on for the 6-3 championship victory. It's their first state title since 2000. Logan and Melrose met for the Class A Blue Trophy. Logan came into this one undefeated, but Melrose pounded the 2-time defending state champs. Sam Williams had an inside-the-park job. Melrose takes the title 13-7. Congratulations to Rio Rancho, St. Pius, Sandia Prep, Tularosa, and Melrose on their state baseball championships. We also had a couple repeat feats in multiple classifications at the state softball championships. Here's a look at the winners. Let's start in Class 5A. Piedra Vista beat Carlsbad once on Saturday to force a second if game in the double elimination format. In Game 2, it was all Carlsbad. Senior Faith Aragon threw a complete game shutout. Carlsbad with a 6-0 win in the final for back-to-back state titles and their 18th Blue Trophy overall. In Class 4A, it was Gallup against Silver fighting it out for the title. Gallup had a 2-1 lead heading into the 6th inning, but that's when Silver took the lead. Larissa Retta drove in the go-ahead run. Silver came from behind to win the championship 3-2. It's their first state title since 2018 and 13th overall. In Class 3A, it was 1 versus 2. Santa Fe Indian School against Robertson. A rematch of last year's title tilt, and the outcome was the same. The Cardinals scored in 5 of the first 6 innings on their way to a 10-4 win. It's back-to-back state titles for Robertson. In Class A-2A, top seed Loving was forced to play 2-seed Tularosa 3 times in 2 days to get another Blue Trophy. Loving lost in the semifinals, but then took down Tularosa twice in the championship round, 15-2 and 13-1 to win back-to-back state titles. Here's a stat for you. Loving outscored their opponents in the tournament 74-6. Congratulations to Carlsbad, Silver, Robertson, and Loving on their state softball championships. Let's take a break, but when we come back, we are headed to the track to take a look at some of the standout performances.
Hi, I'm Tavana Naya. I'm from Socorro High School, and we'll be back with more game time after this.
Do you love sports? Do you want a front row seat for exciting high school sports action in New Mexico? If the answer is yes to either of those questions, then becoming an interscholastic sports official may be right for you. The New Mexico Officials Association is looking for individuals age 15 years or older to serve as officials in 10 different sports. No experience is necessary and training is provided. If you're interested, call 505-923-3110. That's 505-923-3110, or go to the website nmact.org and click on the Officials tab. We wanted to take this opportunity to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It's free, and free is cheap. chances are likely you have a phone in your possession right now. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app. It's the best place to find schedules, scores, highlights, and follow your school all year. And here's the best part, we will have giveaways all throughout the year. You will be registered to win just by downloading the app and signing up. We will have prizes from Dick's Sporting Goods, Dion, Sonic, tournament pass giveaways, free tickets, and much more. You like free stuff? Then download the NMAA 24/7 app. The best place to find tournament brackets? The NMAA 24/7 app. The easiest way to find out when your team is playing next? The NMAA 24/7 app. Where can you go to find out the final score you're looking for? The NMAA 24/7 app. It's all in one place. The NMAA 24/7 app. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app.
Hi, I'm Ariana Crispin from Socorro High School. Welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission 811 DIG. We are at the finish line of the school year, which makes a good transition to talk about track. Let's take a look at some of the top performances at the Class 4A and 5A state meet. Congratulations to all the individual winners and the team winners at the state track meet. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time, and that's going to do it for a school year of athletics and activities. We're putting a wrap on this season, but don't worry, we will be back in the fall with more high school highlights, profiles, features. You know where to find the most high school highlights is right here on Game Time. We'll see you next time on Game Time.